Well, this hat is a hockey hat. It's for the team known as the Winnipeg Jets. Ever heard of Winnipeg? Winnipeg is I don't know much about Winnipeg. I haven't spent any time in Winnipeg for a good long time. Anyway, I have the Winnipeg Jets hat, and I thought I would put it on to see what comes up. Not very much. What else do we want to talk to you about? Okay, we wanted to remind everybody that Islam, the religion, is not one particular thing. Because people seem to think that anybody who professes the religion Islam is the same. Which is pretty dumb because, if you're a Christian, do you think that Roman Catholics are the same as Southern Baptists? In any event, the whole problem with, taking Islam and saying, this is what they believe and this is what they permit and these are their laws and this is that, is pretty much a lie. And, it's a minority religion in North America. So people look at it kind of like, what religions do? People in North America know Christmas. What's Christmas all about? You go and gather up about $500 and you buy Christmas presents. What else do we know about Christianity? Nothing. Oh, you have Easter. What happens at Easter? This crazy. At Easter time, you get an Easter bunny. And you hide like Easter eggs and let the little kiddies go looking for candy. What else do we know about Christianity? Christmas and Easter. Oh, if you get married, you can get married in the church and they'll have an organ music. That it? That's all North Americans know about Christianity. So, back to Islam. Why are we talking about Islam? It's because people who should know better are saying things about Islam that is totally wrong. It used to be in the 1970s, it was a joke on television. Archie Bunker said it from All in the Family. He was a racist. And the reason he was on TV was to show you what a racist looks like. So don't be like Archie Bunker. Laugh at him because, sometimes he's got a bit of a good heart, but mostly he's a complete boor, an asshole. Don't be like Archie Bunker. And Archie Bunker said on national TV, all Puerto Ricans carry knives. And Archie Bunker didn't like black people. And that was the 1970s. So 50 years later, why do we have people talking about Islam the way that Archie Bunker talks about Puerto Ricans? And then I'm told, I said, well, anyway, the whole point of the matter is, if you don't understand, don't smear it. And if you do understand, then smear it where it needs to be smeared and praise it where it needs to be praised. So when we talk about Christianity, what do you want to praise? The golden rule, which I talked about in the past day here on this channel. Do unto others as you'd like them to do unto you. In other words, if you want to be treated kindly, treat others kindly. Really simple. That's one of the main messages of Christianity. The other one is to forgive your neighbor because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Jesus said that on the cross, and nothing's changed in 2,000 years since that time. Humans are bloody stupid, and they need forgiving because they're so stupid that they're never going to be able to really figure out why they're stupid. So you just have to let it go. And, I add the caveat, try to educate people on, what their stupidity is so they don't do it again. How well is that working? So when it comes to Islam, it's true. There are some barbaric practices that are reported, barbaric beliefs that are reported. From where? Our CBS reporter is in Saudi Arabia, and he's interviewing a mullah, Mulla, who was like a priest in Islam. And this particular mullah is a Wahhabi. A Wahhabi sect, which is a division of, it's like it's a mosque. And at this particular mosque, they're barbaric, they're medieval, they have very low standing on the scale of human consciousness. Is all Islam to do with Wahhabism? I don't think so. So you've got, you label these people as being Islam, but they're really not Islam at all. They're extremists. And the extremities that they like to show you are, I've got this big curved sword that I'm going to use to chop you in half, unless you convert to Wahhabism. But this isn't, like middle class Islam, is it? What do you have in, well, I don't know. I'm trying to remember how many Muslims I met in my lifetime. I don't think very many. I don't think anybody came up to shake my hand and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm a Muslim." But my general opinion of people is religions scare me because they make people think stupid things, and it's really official and it gets enforced by the community. And reports of human history from different countries are that there's been religious wars. A horrible war was fought in India after World War II ended, and the people of India for a long time wanted their independence from Great Britain. And it was granted. And then the Muslims and the Hindus started having a warfare in their cities because of their religion. During the independence of India, it was a nightmare. So does that mean all Hindus and all Muslims today are out to get each other, to chop each other's heads off? I don't know. I don't know because I haven't been to India and I haven't seen any reporting on this particular issue. So it's just simply too difficult to separate all the different branches of each individual religion and say, I like this about this one, not so much about this. It's too much. Do we need to fear Islam, like the Islamization of Europe, for example? The only thing that I know is nothing. Because pretty much when I turn into the news, I'm going to get some stupid fuck reporter who doesn't know their ass from the hole in the ground telling some horrible story to do with some foreign country and their religion that caused some horrible problem. And I can't confirm it because, I just don't fly all over the world to go and check it out myself. And in the old days when I was young, I would pretty much take the newscaster's word that this is the way it is, because this is the way they tell you. Our bureau in Moscow says that the president of the Soviet Union wants to launch nuclear cruise missiles at Western Europe now. And we're going, oh, fuck, this is not good. But nowadays, I've come to understand that the newscasters themselves are not honest people. They're scum of the earth, and if they can make a news story that's going to get eyeballs, it's going to be a horror story. And they're going to tell it, and they're going to say, this is the way it is, folks. And pretty much that foreigner over there with their foreign way of dressing, foreign way of speaking, and foreign way of religion, they're the problem. Because I heard it on CBS News. Divide and conquer are the tactics of the news. They want you to divide yourself into multiple pieces so that they can be served to the local cannibals, because that's what they'll have you believing, that the whole world is made of cannibals. Now, granted, I have told you many times that on the scale of human consciousness, the majority of humans are low in consciousness, but it doesn't mean that maybe it does. It's just that religions, generally speaking, have a shitty reputation of bringing people to salvation or enlightenment. They're pretty much irrelevant in many communities. And, the one thing that religions are supposed to give you is spiritual education. And how's that work on planet Earth? Well, the partition of India wasn't the only time we've had wars fought in the name of religion. In the 1970s, it was absolutely horrible in the little tiny island of Ireland. If you were a Catholic or a Protestant, those were your two armies. Is it racist to smear peoples of religion? Can't really tell you. Generally speaking, it's your instinct that's going to tell you whether something is this or that. My instincts pretty much tell me I have said my piece when it came to what someone said about someone's Islamic religion. I found it racist. And I was told religion has nothing to do with race. And then I was going to put a response, and I decided, fuck this person. This person is being a turd. This person is being a troll. This person is not an integrity. This person knows better. And pretty much this person is going back on my list of people that I'm not going to be following on Facebook. It is not my job to tell people how their wrong thinking is wrong. Even though I do, in general, talk on this channel about it, because there are too many billions of people. And there's one of me, and I don't want to spend my whole lifetime correcting other people. Even if I was being paid well for it, it's a very unfriendly job. Telling the truth on a backwards hell world like planet Earth is not fun. No one's going to listen to you anyways. The chances of us really making progress on planet Earth are pretty much impossible to calculate. Are they good or are they bad? They're pretty much bad. I was just listening to internet spiritual teacher Aaron Abke talking about opening your heart chakra and talking about progression to fourth density, which is described in the Law of One material. Aaron is a very smart young man. He is young. Looking at him, I'm going to say he's no more than 30. And he has got really fantastic spiritual insights. This young man should be on everyone's television at 6 o'clock rather than the CBS News. Aaron Abke has got so much to teach the world. He's really good at it. But no, he's hidden away in the back pages of YouTube. But he said in his video that he doesn't think we're going to get really any advancement in the quality of humans on planet Earth for, I don't know, 200 years, he said. 200 years before we get up really into fourth density, which is more advanced consciousness. I was disappointed. I was expecting a miracle. But he's honest. And I just want to go into the back room and cry for about an hour. Because I don't want to live on this fucking planet with these fucking shitty, low consciousness, low vibrational humans. It's not pleasant. I want to get in a spaceship and go to Venus. Will they have me? I'm only laughing because, the Winnipeg Jets hockey team belongs to Winnipeg, Canada, which has like the smallest armed forces of any Western country on the planet. Canadians are known to be cheap when it comes to buying jet aircraft. Pretty much, never want to admit it to Donald Trump that it's true, Donald. Canada doesn't carry its weight militarily in the Western Alliance and NATO. Canada is using the American people to protect its own territory. Canadians always say, well, America's next door, no one's going to bother us. What a stupid bunch of politicians. Generation after generation relying on your big American neighbor to protect you from who? China, Russia, Great Britain, or America itself. Canada cannot defend itself. It puts out a tender for a new warship, and a dozen years later, the warship is not even being built. This is Canada. 12 years. Why? There isn't really, it doesn't matter. It's just simply Canadians who care would probably form a militia. Give us our own guns to keep in our houses, so if we're invaded, we can go out and protect ourselves. But we're not allowed to do that in Canada. They took away our gun rights. And this is, Americans are quite often talk about this problem. And if you're American, you should point at Canada and saying, this is the problem with Canada. It cannot defend itself because the people have been disarmed. So if you're American, keep your guns. Don't let the damn politicians take your guns away. You know what they're going to do is they're going to create a false, fake news story about another shooting. These are fake news. And I know if you're an American and you want to keep your gun, you already know about this. Canadians are always going to say, our murder rates are lower than yours because we don't have guns. Is it worth it? I mean, who's invading Canada these days? Canadians' biggest enemy is not going to be arriving on giant troop ships to take over because Canada is open for business and you can come to British Columbia and cut down all of our old growth trees. You can go to Alberta and frack the fuck out of the ground. In Canada's east coast, we already destroyed the fishery decades ago. Overfishing, yeah, we stopped fishing. The fish never came back. We killed the fishing industry in Canada. Why? It's just simple mathematics. If there's a profit in it, the thing is going to go. It's not too early for you to say, I've had enough of you today, Bobby. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget, just because I bitch all the time doesn't mean I'm a bitch.